Hey, I'm Alton, and the topic of this video is why is my twin flame hiding from me? So why is your twin flame hiding from you, and what you can do if they're hiding from you? Everything around hiding, basically, is the topic. So, hiding can look a lot of different ways. I mean, let's talk about what hiding is. One thing hiding can be is a game, right? Like when you're a kid, you play hide and go seek. Perhaps I know that I spent many hours playing hide and go seek in different homes, and I found great joy in that. But I also sometimes was very unhappy, and I was hiding, hoping that someone would find me. Like I did such a good job finding a hiding space that no one would find me, right? I don't know if that ever happened to you, or if that was your thing, or maybe you liked to like go in a corner and like scare people and play, or whatever it might be. But yeah, like I had that as a kid, where I hid as a form of trying to get attention, which never really worked very well. Because like that, I guess that was just what was being reflected back to me. And I mean, that's not, I guess, like sometimes I got, eventually it was like, oh, where's Alda? Let's like try to find her. Or like I would find joy in someone like, really finding me and not having to come out and just kind of give up on my hiding space because no one was gonna find me. So I guess why I'm bringing this up is because if your twin flame is hiding from you, then yeah, there's a part of you that you're hiding from yourself, and it could be kind of a game. It could be a call for attention, but it could also just be and always really is actually something that you just go within and you can heal. And of course, depending on the circumstances, you may feel guided to call your twin flame out on this, or approach them even though they're kind of hiding. Like, if you're sitting on a bench and they're cleaning a car, and you kind of start walking towards them and they go on the other side of the car, do they see you? Do they not see you? It's hard to know, right? But something's being reflected back to you in either case. And so the other side is, if your twin flame's hiding from you, then are you a big and scary thing to hide from? And so how do you feel about yourself in that regard as well? Do you hide from yourself because you're scared of yourself? Or I mean, being afraid doesn't always look like being afraid like scary. You can be afraid of good things. Like, have you ever been afraid of just having power, or of receiving, of loving, because maybe you've had a bad experience with that before? Like, as a kid, maybe you receive something, but then there's some kind of repercussion afterwards. So then you associate receiving in that specific, especially that kind of specific way, with something that doesn't feel good. And so you might shut yourself off from receiving until you go in and you find that part of you and you love yourself. And that doesn't mean you need to like find every single instance where this happened. And some of us have more than others, from childhood and beyond, like into adulthood too, right? Like that totally doesn't have to be just from your childhood. But certainly can be, in a lot of core like upsets come from your childhood or past lives too. If you're into that, if you're not into past lives, like don't worry about it. it doesn't matter. Like, you can just pay attention to this life. That's like the main thing. Your life is eternal, so it's all like one life. But yeah, so if you're hiding, you just go and you find that pattern, and you're basically just like taking back your power, you know, from the pattern. If there's a pattern there, that a pattern not being like a nice, you know, beautiful plaid or argyle, a pattern in this instance being something that is eating your energy and kind of spinning your wheels and taking you into this big, mess. So anyway, to undo that energy that is going into nowhere, just being leaked away, you know, you are gonna have to, oh my God, love yourself. You know, you're gonna have to love yourself in that place. You're gonna have to give yourself the love that perhaps you didn't receive in the experience or experiences that were reflected back to you because of this, you know, then belief and pattern that carried out. So yeah, you can do the mirror exercise to help you with that. Give yourself what you need there, love yourself, heal your inner child, and yeah, know that really works, and that then, you know, you don't need to hide in that place anymore. And like I was saying before, like you just, you don't need to do every single instance of this happening, right? Like, you just go to the core of the upset, and usually when you heal that part of you, then, that whole pattern will kind of dissipate because you're not believing in it, you're not giving it power anymore, and so that power is reinvested into source, and so it's reinvested into you, and so like that's amazing, right? Because then you're not hiding your energy, so to speak, in that like icky gross place anymore. So if your twin flame is hiding from you, then great, take it as an opportunity to go and, you know, play hide and go seek with yourself and find those places within yourself that want to come out of the dark, the woodwork. And it doesn't mean that you need to like go and like kind of dig for upsets, you know, like I'm gonna spend my whole Saturday like examining everything I'm upset about and trying to do the mirror exercise. Sometimes that feels controlling and doesn't feel very good. What usually works better is to be more fluid with it. However, you may need to set aside time to work on your upsets, just like you would set aside time for anything, especially if you just like need to devote extra TLC, extra care to a specific like thing that you're healing, because you can't like do other things and seem to do that at the same time. Sometimes there's just like a big block, which is always a blessing when you heal it. But yes, it's safe to take specific time and space out of your day if that feels good to you to do it, but also to not kind of fix what doesn't need fixing, that expression, like don't fix something that's not broken kind of thing. So and you don't need to chisel away, that's already happening. You're already naturally chiseling away as you're just loving yourself and the next upset arises, right? But sometimes you need to go deeper, but you take the next step in front of you, because sometimes too, if you're trying to kind of heal too many upsets at once, you're not just looking at the upset that's right in front of you to work through, and then you just be presented with the next step. So sometimes you might be avoiding it, you might need some help getting there or whatever, but it's not complicated, and you don't need to complicate it or turn the fact that your twin flame is hiding from you into some kind of convoluted mess of a reason as to why that is, especially, I mean, if you don't know and you want to make a bunch of stuff up, well, think about all the energy that instead you could be putting into loving yourself and into just like healing it, instead of like creating this story, this with your intellect. Your intellect should always like be heart-centered and should be as clear as possible. It should go straight to the truth. So there's no reason to try to wrap your mind around why fear is like kind of reigning in a, like reigning, I guess, like I mean ruling, not like, I guess raining down, that works too, but in a specific place in in your consciousness with your twin flame. You can just heal that and not like try to worry about it, or give the fear power, I guess. Like, you don't need to give your upsets power or fear power, and upheaval as well. When you're gonna heal the upset after you've been hiding from yourself in a place, well, there's gonna be probably some upheaval from that, which just means those feelings or that pattern is, leaving you. And so it's safe to just let it leave. And if you feel something really like, on the way out, that's okay, but don't attach to it. Just remain with peace and know that like that is the feeling of it leaving, of it exiting. You know how detoxing or whatever feels sometimes there it can feel uncomfortable or something like that, but it doesn't really have to. You can just choose for it to be easy. And when I say that, I don't mean like, I guess sometimes, I choose for it to be easy, but I still feel the upheaval. And it's just something to master, but don't don't be hard on yourself. Just let it happen. And if you are getting uncomfortable, then I would like look at that for a second. Be like, I think, this upheaval is feeling like I can make a new choice here, for this to be easier. Like let's say you have a headache or something, like this headache's probably not serving you, so you can choose to release the pressure, because oftentimes it's actually pressure or like something like that you're putting on yourself, and it's actually like restricting just that that I don't even know what to say, like that stuff from leaving, whatever you want to call it, upheaval. So, and there's different ways of hiding, right? Like it could be like, it looks like your twin flame is ignoring you, and this could go with other people too. Maybe you're experiencing this in other ways in your reality. Maybe it's even stuff that you can't find, and there's something being reflected there, like, your things are hiding from you, whatever it might be. But yeah, it's just something to look at, and look at why you're hiding from yourself. Again, what are you afraid of? And it really like goes back to the whole, I guess that's a concept of the hero's journey. And like you are gonna face your greatest fear and like go through that, and that's okay. But you have to face it down. And so if you keep being in this pattern of hiding, then you're kind of stopping yourself somewhere along the way from facing it down. So you just keep persisting essentially and keep going, and you will arrive. You won't like be hidden or experience this hiding forever, right? It's just like the game of hide and go seek. You're not gonna like stay in that like great hiding spot forever and like, ring a bell and your brother's gonna come and bring you some water and some food and you're just gonna see if the rest of your friends come find you. No, like you're probably gonna eventually come out of the hiding spots. But yeah, I mean, in this instance, it's a little bit different. But I guess what I'm saying is like, you don't need to feel like this is a forever pattern, because that might be your experience if that's your belief, but you can make a new choice there to, again, just, to not hide from yourself, and also to not play games with your twin flame. And I don't mean like not play video games with them, obviously, or not play hide and go seek, but I mean, don't try to manipulate your twin flame, because they won't put up with that. They can't. I mean, like, it's just, they're going to mirror everything back to you so that you heal it. So if you're doing that, there's going to be some way that something gets mirrored to you, and it's going to be put back onto you. Maybe that's immediate, maybe it's not, but time's an illusion, so it'll just be like in divine timing. But oftentimes it's, since you're one at the core, it's always happening, right? Like, the two of you are always happening together. So yeah, as you heal this, and as you really make your way truly out of the cave, because you've conquered the monster, not because you ran out of the cave, but like because there's, like that cave in your existence no longer is scary or has a purpose or whatever it is, becomes a nice place now, with treasures inside of it, whatever, you want to visualize or imagine. But yeah, that happens, and you just keep on doing the work. And so that cave turning into a treasure trove is, a nice metaphor for your union with your twin flame and coming together in that energy too. And so that is the truth. You just attract union. And so that means that you attract your twin flame, because you're naturally attracted to each other, and you're just clearing the blocks that are keeping, kind of causing a spin-off or hiding. Yeah. So I think that's it. Hope you liked the video, and definitely feel free to share it if you want, and comment if you have anything to say, like it, and got a bunch of links below too if you want to check those out. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.